Hello and welcome to the shores of Lake Superior. This is the largest freshwater lake in the world. It is clean and pure, and it really doesn't get much better than this. There are a lot of agate hunters that come to this beach. I'm near Calumet, Michigan, on the Keweenaw Peninsula of Michigan's Upper Peninsula. So today we're going to talk about leadership and ego in particular. I've been taking a course, a leadership course, and it is an online course, and there's a lot of witchy ladies in it from all over the world. And a lot of us are really interested in a paradigm shift. There's been some really good quotes and setting intention. And it's been great to reflect on what is good leadership and what is poor leadership. And I'm sure we all have seen poor leadership. And unfortunately, in Western culture, we don't have a lot of great leaders who care for others. We are a very individualistic society, and it shows. That toxic individualism has gotten us into a real mess in our culture. And if we want out of it, then not just our thoughts are going to have to change, but our behaviors and our hearts are going to have to change, because a lot of us have been poisoned by the toxic individual or the ego narrative. And we are here in 2025 with fascism in the White House, with a broken society. And how can we do better? And I think that especially those of us who are called to a more spiritual side, we're a little witchy, this can be our time to help shift the paradigm, because we're not afraid of thinking outside the box, and we can feel with our intuition that something needs to change. And that first change comes from within us. So I'll give you a few shots of Lake Superior, and we'll talk about all the things that I've been reflecting on from this wonderful course.
Chaos is what we've lost touch with. This is why it is given a bad name. It is feared by the dominant archetype of our world, which is ego, which clenches because its existence is defined in terms of control. Terence McKenna. Fascism in America is the result of American misery. A healthy population would not find itself in our situation, and we haven't hit rock bottom yet. There's a long way down to go. There are many reasons why we've arrived at this moment, and we each have a role to play in the American or even Western story and its slow collapse. The question isn't whether, is this really happening to my country? But actually to ask, how have I helped contribute to this moment? And what meaningful changes can I make to help us get out of this mess? The key word here is meaningful. Most people aren't willing to be inconvenienced by a revolutionary act, let alone feel discomfort by one. The vast majority will shun any personal responsibility in the matter, chucking it at the doorstep of someone else. That's ego. That's control and fear and the chaos. And the drastic measures one may be forced into taking, such as examining one's past agreement and harming others, that's all in the name of self-preservation. But that's the American way. Exploitation with no accountability, and the arrogance to demand another pass. If we are to meaningfully undermine the dominant systems of control, we must lay down our egos and listen to our hearts. Learning to be comfortable with the chaos and to do the work of uncertainty and reinvention. That's how we build a counterculture that can hold truth to power. Something that is sustainable, not superficial. Learning to do this, working together, radically pushes back on the toxic individualism and the low self-esteem and lack of self-awareness that leads to the ego's domination. We are communal beings and must relearn how to work together in a non-dominating process. If we are to successfully stomp out fascism and ensure that there is no fertile ground for it to grow again. This is much more than policy change, but also a human heart change, a shift in paradigm from the arrogance and fear-driven ego and one of openness and softness. That's matriarchal leadership. And after thousands of years of patriarchal and religious oppression, it is time for us to reclaim our power in sacred service to ourselves, each other, and the Great Mother. To be fully in service to something one has experienced as real is the essence of leadership in a non-hierarchical age. A leader is the holder of a story, someone whose experience of its reality is deep enough so that she can hold the beliefs on behalf of others. Charles Eisenstein. There isn't a woman alive who hasn't been mansplained to. We all know the feeling of having our lived experiences ignored, spoken over, taken advantage of, and exploited for another's gain. Men have taken this power, used their egos to shut down dissenting voices, and passed this power down to undeserving recipients. That's patriarchy. Hence, our current social, political, environmental, and economic climate. Just think of the possibilities if more of us could see the forest for the trees. As we lay down our egos, I welcome you to embrace the chaos of self-discovery and watch as it ripples outwards, creating a better world for us all. This sacred service is held within our bones, and I, for one, intend to fully embrace it.